Notre Dame won the regular season matchup, and the two teams combined to jack 53 pointers in that game. Will we see more today with perhaps both sides playing a lot of 2-3 zone, and that's how Notre Dame will open?
Well, here's what Notre Dame will do, is they'll start in the 2-3. You're right, Beth. Syracuse on made baskets will love to get their full court pressure going, and it's risky against Notre Dame for backside three-point shooting.
Isabella Slim, not noted for the three ball, will try. The rebound for Madison Cable, who will start the game 1 point shy of 1,000 for her career.
Notre Dame worked really hard to establish their baseline play early. They'll try to give Brianna Turner a touch each time down.
Catherine Westbeld with the first bucket. She and Turner were strong in the middle in their semifinal win yesterday. They had to gut it out against Miami to advance. Syracuse with an upset of the 2-seed Louisville yesterday, and their biggest win of the season, and now trying to go even higher.
One of the things to keep your eye on for Syracuse is number 50, Brianna Day in the middle. Yes, I'm thinking Butler and I'm thinking Day. They're both named Brianna. She hurt her shoulder yesterday, and she told me before the game that it's a little bit stiff and she might have a little trouble raising her arm, but she's going to play through.
Notre Dame attacked her right there, but Turner couldn't hit. This is Sykes off the mark for three. Notre Dame shot below 30% in the regular season matchup, while Notre Dame put 90 points up on them. Allen better change direction in midair for two.
Yeah, you want to attack that ACC logo area in the middle of the floor on both ends for the 2-3 zone. That's the playmaking area on the court. You see Sykes is going to start in there on this possession.
Peterson having an MVP-type tournament through the first two games. Butler is the deep ball threat. She's got over 100 triples on the year, 13 in orange.
And on her side of the floor, because you have to stretch the zone so far, as she knocks down her first triple, look for the short corner too, Beth. It really skews the zone to her side of the floor.
That's big for the senior out of King of Prussia, PA. Look at the counterattack for Notre Dame. Turner now has missed a couple of gimmies. The Irish will keep it. Muffet McGraw, 29 years at Notre Dame, over 800 wins. In all likelihood, in a couple of months' time, she'll be nominated to enter the Naismith Hall of Fame. And prior to that, she'd love to get the Fighting Irish to a 6th straight Final Four. Can they match the national championship that they won in 2001? Westbeld flashes mid-lane. She's got 4 early on.
Muffet McGraw, the coach of the year in the ACC, and with some of the injuries and the adversity that they've faced, I don't know if she can get any more out of this group. She has done a fantastic job putting this group of players in a position to win.
They have a very experienced lineup, and working inside is Day for two.
See, there's the short corner, which on the backside of Notre Dame's zone will be available, especially on Butler's side of the floor.
Day jumping in the passing lane to get the pick. Syracuse loves to push this tempo. They want to apply pressure on both ends of the floor for the full 40 minutes. So Butler rather with the miss.
And here's the counter, though, for Notre Dame, Beth. One of the best passing teams in the country, and I think their space can neutralize some of that defensive pressure and quickness that Syracuse has as an advantage over them.
And Debbie, if anybody knows about the 2-3 zone as much as Syracuse, it is Muffet McGraw, and they are attacking it quite well on that ACC logo.
Well, that's the spot.
Peterson will try for 3, and the Orange have a couple of early triples to tie it up at 8.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun to keep your eye on this game.
Another turnover. As you referenced, Syracuse turns opponents over 25 times a game, far and away the most in the country. And it had an effect on Louisville late in their semifinal win. For Quentin Hillsman, a decade with Syracuse, this the best season in school history, and trying to extend it deep into the postseason. They've never been to the Sweet 16. They think they've got a great chance because it looks like now they will host first and second round action in the Carrier Dome.
How huge is that for Syracuse to have an opportunity for their program? He's done an incredible job with this group of players. This is the best team he's had at Syracuse.
And this is an experienced bunch as well, starting with Butler and Sykes, who came in together as high school All-Americans 4 years ago. Westbeld, boy, she is finding a pocket in that zone.
And she's doing a nice job hitting that mid-range jumper because Brianna Turner draws so much attention inside. Turner hasn't even had a touch yet.
And Westbeld is picking up the slack. She's 4 for 4, 8 points. Fondren will try for 3.
Fondren and Taylor, 2 seniors that come off the bench for Quentin Hillsman, have been the X factors for Syracuse in this tournament. They have played well, they've shot it well, and they have defended their position well in the press.
Ford had 3 triples in their quarterfinal win, and Fondren a double-double in the semifinal yesterday. Look at the position there for Turner, backing Briaday down.
That is too easy for Notre Dame. I don't see any ball pressure out of Syracuse's zone right now.
Orange will launch again. They have attempted 9 threes and only 3 twos so far as they missed the short one. Lindsay Allen. The drive, the dish, and Madison Cable, the best 3-point shooter in the ACC, goes over 1,000 career points.
Are you starting to get an idea why Notre Dame scored 90 on them the first time?
Most teams you've got to locate maybe 1 or 2 3-point shooters. For Notre Dame, they've got 4 that they can set up, and sometimes they're all on the floor at once.
And as you mentioned, Cable has had the best percentage this year in the ACC, and this is their next best sharpshooter, Mabry.
Can't knock that down. The Irish have scored the last 7 to take the lead. Look at how fast this first quarter is rolling. We're already under 4 minutes.
That's because we're making shots. That's the only thing that truly speeds up the game.
Westbeld again steps high. Turner will face up. Now Turner heating up. Well, just like we saw yesterday, Debbie, Turner and Westbeld effective early.
Notre Dame doing a good job of adjusting, going a little 5 out, or 4 out, 1 in, and Turner has been the recipient yesterday. Today, it's Westbeld.
Alexis Peterson with the triple.
See how Notre Dame just throws over the top of that? If Syracuse's first line of defense doesn't cause a problem turning the ball over, backside triples are available.
Irish have good vision so far.
That's the true danger of pressing Notre Dame, is you worry about those backside 3-point shots. It's hard to locate those shooters and match up.
Sykes fouled on the drive. Notre Dame with the early lead.
Nice kick in transition. Cable drops it down from 3, and Notre Dame up by 6.
Well, for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, 3 years in the ACC, and look at the success. They are 56-1 since joining the conference. They have 3 ACC regular season titles. They are working on a 3rd tournament championship here today in Greensboro. And each of those 3 seasons has also culminated with a trip to the Final Four. As we check out the scoring breakdown, again, Notre Dame pounding it into the paint. Syracuse wants to trade you 2s for 3s.
Syracuse has a different math in basketball. It's all about the 3. They count by 3s. And for Notre Dame, they only make 6 threes a game. So they don't make as many as Syracuse does, but they don't need to rely on the 3 either to be able to be successful and win.
Sykes gets the second one to go. Folks, we have had just the 1 whistle, 1 foul this entire first quarter so far, under 3 minutes to go.
I didn't think
Syracuse, up and down the floor.
I didn't think they started the game with the same, activity as they started the tournament with in other games.
Enrique Agumbuali with the miss.
Maybe they'll pick it up here, Beth. They need to get points in transition. This is where Fondren can help them.
Allen stayed away from her, and Fondren missed it.
It's not just her shot blocking presence as the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, it's her ability to alter.
Cable for 3 more. Irish are up 8. Madison Cable with a couple of triples. For 3 years, she was the 6th man at Notre Dame, stepping into the starting role, one of the leaders on this team, and has really added the 3-ball to her repertoire over the years.
So Fondren and Taylor Ford do not have the same magic so far that they've had in this tournament. They both have missed easy and early shots in the offense.
And Gumbawale trying to bounce back from a rough outing in the semis yesterday. And she only played 14 minutes. Cable will try again. Had the heat check. Nice save by the freshman. Huffman with the flash, the pass down low to Turner and a foul.
Now look at Hannah Huffman, who has been fantastic off the bench for Muffet McGraw. She's 5'9", maybe, but she's a senior. And she's done a nice job in that playmaking spot inside the zone.
As we referenced earlier, Madison Cable with those 2 threes, over 1,000 points in her Notre Dame career, the 34th, excuse me, to tally that number in South Bend. Turner will get there eventually, the sophomore from Texas.
Which really speaks to Notre Dame's balance. 62% of their baskets are assisted. They're very good playing off the pass. They've got 4 double-figure scores, where Syracuse has got 3 players that have scored over 1,000 points in their career, and Butler has over 1,500.
Irish right now are on a 14-4 run. Fondren from the elbow for 2.
Yeah, you should be able to get some uncontested jump shots if you move the basketball.
Senior from Memphis, she's got a triple-double on the resume this year. Backdoor cut of Gumbawale, and an offensive foul called on Enrique as Day came over to get position.
Good call, good job by Day to get outside the restricted area.
Mismatch inside Day.
There they go.
Switch.
Go to a man-to-man, and yeah, they've got to take advantage of that. Syracuse has got to recognize that. That's Peterson's responsibility on the floor to see that. And you know, I'm guessing that this pace for Quentin Hillsman is okay right now, but I think at some point they're going to have to jack it up a little bit.
Now, both these teams have shown good depth throughout the season. They'll bring 4 or 5 players in off the bench. The push by Peterson over to the left side. Stripped by Allen, and then last touch by the Orange.
How can you not look at the way Lindsay Allen facilitates the offense and manages on the defensive end and not think she's one of the top point guards in the country? Look at this play right here on defense. It's a terrific job by Lindsay Allen.
Junior out of Mitchellville, Maryland. Continues to stretch her school record, 109th consecutive career start today. Has just been a rock at the point for Notre Dame.
You know what I say about good point guards? You don't notice them if they do their jobs well. She's a player that you don't notice. You really got to look at the stat line sometimes and go, she had 8 assists, she had 1 turnover, and she got the people, that got her players the basketball where they needed it to score.
And she had 8 assists yesterday in the semifinal win as Notre Dame turns it over. Last couple of seconds here of the first quarter in our ACC championship game. Day, Butler, up in time, and it won't go. Little Bryce Druzian, Valpo on that look from Quentin Hillsman and the Orange. Not the same result, however, as the first quarter comes to an end. Irish up 22-14, Notre Dame on top. They have assisted on 7 of their 9 baskets. And the facilitator's doing work, Debbie.
She makes it look easy because she gives everyone a chance to make shots. She puts the ball in the shooting pocket, the right timing and the right rhythm, and allows Notre Dame to be open and shoot uncontested shots. She understands how to draw 2 and deliver. She has tremendous court vision in the open floor, and the press is not bothering her one bit.
You know, the Irish, they've knocked down a couple of threes. Turner and Westbeld, 14 points inside. And coming over to make the block was Day, and then a foul is going to be called on Notre Dame.
That's what Bria Day gives Syracuse on the backside of their pressure is. On that second row, she can defend the rim for them. Just look at how easily Notre Dame is getting inside that zone. Syracuse has got to pick up their perimeter ball pressure.
And on this end, the Orange just 3 for 13 outside the arc. So Sykes will take it inside for 2.
I'm sure Coach Hillsman talked to his team about reversing the basketball. They were shooting off the first pass too quickly in their quarter court sets.
Syracuse women will play that 2-3 zone, very similar to Boeheim's men's team. And I think Cable stepped on the end line again.
Actually, there's a great story. Coach Hillsman, when he got the job, went in to see Coach Boeheim with his pad of paper and his pencil and said, "Hey, Coach, tell me about the 2-3 zone." Coach Boeheim's like, "It's a 2-3 zone." So a couple of, another season later, he's passing him in the hall and he says, Boeheim says to Hillsman, "How come you're not trapping the short corner?" And from then on, Coach Q has trapped the short corner.
Butler, little fade away for Brianna. She's got 5. And Syracuse seems to be settling down a bit here in the second quarter offensively. Cable, 3 ball is good. Irish so lethal on the counter.
Has Syracuse contested any of their jumpers?
Nope.
See, that's the danger of the full court press because Notre Dame is having no trouble on that first row. Once they get past that first wave, they've got backside opportunities outside the arc.
Fondren's pass deflected. Lindsey Allen. They swing it around to Allen for 3.
Even Lindsey Allen is knocking down triples today.
Just her 8th of the season.
Beth, she's not a three-point threat. She's got to learn how to set her feet behind that arc and step into it. She's certainly capable. But this is looking too easy for Notre Dame right now. Syracuse has got to make the equation harder. They've got to get out and contest. They've got to close out short. They may have to consider switching out of that zone into that man in the possessions like they like to do sooner.
Day missed the layup. Here comes Marina Mabry.
And what I mean by that is they play a 2-3 zone, but there's a call that Coach Hillsman has that allows him to get into their man off this zone. It's called stick. And you got to be looking for it because they have some matchups that they can win on the defensive end against Notre Dame.
Held ball, gonna stay with Syracuse. Mass substitutions for the Orange. Peterson will come back along with Bria Day and Ford.
So what has happened so far is Notre Dame's spacing and their ability to pass the ball has overridden any of the pressure in the full court defense that Syracuse has applied. And that's allowing Notre Dame to get uncontested shots on the backside of the defense.
Peterson circling back around. Shot clock is down to 5. Peterson, nice ball fake. Gets a little space for herself. Offensive rebound. Fondren with the putback.
Look at the poise and the calmness of Lindsey Allen, how she's able to see the whole floor.
Agumbawale attacking that pressure and 1. Allen just threw it right over the top of the pressure.
Either you're going to bring that trap on the front row or you're not. And this is what happens when you allow Lindsey Allen to have vision. Good, strong finish by Agumbawale. A cross-court pass is exactly what you want against this pressure. The skip is open.
Irish have now assisted on 10 of 12 baskets. And the freshman from Milwaukee at the line, 71% on the year.
You know what, Beth, if I was Syracuse, I'm almost back up my point of pressure where I start pressing. I'd start at midcourt now instead of up here three-quarter court, because Notre Dame's having no trouble with it at all.
Day. Again, the Irish defense able to poke it loose, and a foul going to be called on Syracuse. That will be the first on Day, so not only the Irish offense here in the first half, but defensively as well. really making things difficult for Syracuse. Mabry, again, they get numbers against the pressure. Mabry pulls up open in the lane. Timeout, Orange.
Good timeout. Got to have a change on the defensive end.
Notre Dame with its biggest lead of the day here in the ACC Championship. Thank you, Doug. Championship Sunday continuing on ESPN. Up next, the SEC. Can Mississippi State or Michigan State play their way into a 4 seed and a host for the NCAA tournament? And that Pac-12 will be the late game tonight. Let's go inside the play against the pressure.
So either you're going to trap or you're going to allow Lindsey Allen to see the skip all the way across the floor. Do you take away her vision? No. So you allow Notre Dame, with their spacing, to neutralize the speed and quickness of the full court pressure of Syracuse.
Irish have more points off of turnovers and more fast break points. Those are usually controlled by Syracuse when they are playing well. On the drive, Sykes misses the mark. Day, offensive rebound.
And see, here's the change by Syracuse. Full court man. Quentin Hillsman called the timeout. He needed to make a change in his effort and tempo on the defensive end. It's too easy for Notre Dame.
So he's decided to jack it up full court.
I think this is a good coaching move by him and an adjustment that he has some athleticism, and this is a chance, if they're not tired after playing this frenetic pace for 3 days here, that they have a chance to turn Notre Dame over.
No time came off the shot clock, so the officials, I think, are going to take a peek, or at least take a second or two off. And Agumbawale will inbound from the side of the floor. He'll take a second off. Michael Johnson is now into the game as well for the Irish.
This would be a great point guard matchup to keep your eye on now, should Syracuse stay in this man. But they usually fall back into their 2-3 zone now. Watch for the call by Coach Hillsman to switch from 2-3 to matching up. See, they're in it right now.
And a 3-second violation called on Notre Dame, their 6th turnover.
Finally, it seemed like the pressure threw Notre Dame's rhythm off a little bit. That's what you need to do if you're Syracuse right now in the game.
And to counter that, Muffet McGraw will get one of her veterans back out there. Cable, she's had the hot hand for them so far. 9 points on 3 3-pointers. Agumbawale, the freshman, with the steal. Can she take it the distance? Around and out. Cable offensive rebound and a foul.
The last 2 defensive possessions for Notre Dame, they forced Brittany Sykes to go left, and she has not been able to make a play. That's good personnel scout defense by Notre Dame. Sykes going right, can't guard her. Going left, you might have a chance.
She likes to do that all day long. Back to Cable, looking for another 3, and it's good. Madison Cable with 4 triples in the first half.
Madison Cable, you shoot till your arm falls off. Get the ice bucket ready, Mowens.
Her career high is 5 in a win against Ohio State earlier this year. 4 here in the first half. That foul charged to Lindsey Allen. Sticking her tongue out courtside to a former Irish ACC legend who's sitting down there, Brittany Mallory. On the drive, Peterson. Offensive foul as Allen takes the charge. And that'll be the first on Peterson. 4th team foul.
Now with the change in the full court man, Muffet McGraw counters with putting 4 guards on the floor and brings Hannah Huffman in, who plays any position that Muffet McGraw needs her to play.
The other challenge with the Irish, Debbie, is they've got not only Allen, but they've got solid ball handlers elsewhere on the floor as Turner is fouled inside. That'll be the 2nd on Brianna Day.
And a counter by Muffet McGraw. As soon as they go to the man, they look inside to Turner, trying to get her with 2 feet in the paint.
Well, don't forget that next Monday is Selection Monday, presented by Capital One on March 14th. The reveal of the bracket at 7 Eastern on ESPN, then another hour of coverage at 8 o'clock on ESPNU, followed by 2 hours of coverage Tuesday afternoon, starting at 1 o'clock Eastern on ESPNU. That's March 14th and 15th. Nice step around move for Day.
Good recognition by the Cuse on the mismatch inside. And that's what happens when you push in transition. You can create those mismatches if you push it fast enough.
Expectation is both of these teams will be hosting first and second round. The Irish as a #1 seed. Notre Dame as a 4 or possibly a 3 seed if they can get the upset today, as Cable is called for the charge, her first.
No question about this. Again, this is the second time that Day has stepped in outside the arc and been able to draw a charge off dribble penetration by the Irish guards.
Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Notre Dame has been up by as many as 15 today against a Syracuse side playing in their first tournament final in 28 years.
Look at Huffman dig in on that penetration by Sykes. Come up with a play. Hannah Huffman makes winning plays for Notre Dame, and it goes unnoticed a lot because everyone else gets the credit.
We've got a couple of veterans and a couple of freshmen that come off of that bench and all fill their roles well. Tough play there for Turner to try and make.
Not a good pass.
Let's see if Syracuse can counter. Fondren floats one up for 2. And here comes the heat. And Allen says, clear it out, I got this. Orange will run a double at her to make her give it up. And it's Huffman. Turner. Nine for Turner here in the first half. Irish have kept the guards quiet thus far. Butler, look at Turner getting all the way out to defend on him.
She got a piece of that.
Huffman finds Cable. Ogumbawale, the extra pass.
Ogumbawale ends the Irish offense a lot.
She's not giving it up, she's gonna shoot it?
Yes. She's the ending point. She's the period on their possession.
They'd like her to be a little more of an exclamation point. She's been quiet the last couple of days. English major stepping in.
I was wondering when that was gonna.
It's been a question mark the last 2 days. Here she goes. Offensive foul. Syracuse taking 3 charges here in the first half, and that's 2 personals on Ogumbawale.
How about the Day sisters? This is a great job right here. See Ogumbawale, you see what we're talking about? She's got nothing there. There's nothing. Now yesterday, Coach McGraw took her out and had her sit down and talk to her a little bit, and the lessons continue to be taught over there on the Notre Dame bench.
Final 2 minutes. Syracuse will flatten it out. And they'll turn it over. Held to just 35% shooting today, the Orange, while the Irish are up over 50%. Huffman taking it inside for the layup.
I mean, you mentioned Mallory for Notre Dame. How about Schrader? That's the kind of player she is. She's just a player for Notre Dame that makes plays, nothing spectacular.
Lindsay Schrader, another former Irish stalwart. Reminds some folks of Hannah Huffman.
Look at this, is a straight line drive, you know, and then she gets inside and Turner runs a little interference for her to get a pass to the rim.
7 different Notre Dame players have scored. They've got their biggest lead of the day.
I thought Hannah Huffman's career changed last year in the Final Four when Muffet McGraw put her in late in that game against South Carolina to play defense.
Yep.
That's how much trust she has in this player.
Help them get into the finals again as Turner is fouled. That'll be number 2 on Fondren. And that'll get Brianna back to the line. we've seen too, Debbie, the last 2 days, the message has been received from Turner and Allen. Be more of a hunter of your shots as we move into the postseason.
I would say Lindsay Allen has always been like an 80-20 point guard. 80% of the time, she drives to the basket. She's looking to distribute. The other 20% score for herself. I said that percentage here in the ACC tournament is a little bit more 50-50, which makes her more dangerous and more of a threat. It's like adding another weapon late in the postseason.
Final minute of the first half. Sykes.
They make her go left. Good defense by Mabry.
Day looking for some help. Peterson.
These are two best point guards in the ACC going at it. Peterson
knocking down the three. She's got 9.5. Mabry, the crossover, the pass to Nelson, tied up. It'll stay ND, and that'll turn the shot clock off.
That pass is too low for Nelson. Watch Peterson right here. Playing off the screen, and Nelson has to hedge, and you got to come with a longer closeout, and Christina Nelson can't guard that two-man game.
Check that. That will not turn the shot clock off. About a 5-second differential. Allen. Mabry. Shot clock winding down, and they turn it over. Good pressure applied that time by Syracuse. They've got almost 5 seconds to work with. Butler playing through the buzzer, and Butler is fouled with 1 second to go. And Notre Dame hands in the air, wondering what the buzzer was about, and Syracuse just played through it.
Right, so, Notre Dame hesitated. And that allowed Butler to, instead of pull up for the three, she took a peek at the clock and knew she could get to the paint.
And even though the officials can't do anything about that, there is a stern warning to press row. And in the meantime, Butler, just the third and fourth free throws of the first half for the Orange. She hits the first. 6 points in the first half for Brianna. 1 of 5 from outside the arc. And that three that they love to shoot so much, just 4 for 16 in that first half.
And that's not going to deter them from shooting them in the second.
42-30, Notre Dame with the lead midway through the ACC championship game here in Greensboro. Notre Dame with more points off of turnovers than Syracuse, the top team in the country, the Orange are, at turning opponents over, but Notre Dame has the advantage in that statistic. It's game 1 of our quadruple header today. Women's Championship Sunday. Now to Doug and Rebecca with the Volkswagen halftime report. 20 minutes to go for an ACC championship for Syracuse. It would be their first in 31 years since their 1985 Big East title.
Notre Dame starts out in man-to-man.
Day trying to work on Turner, goes to the left side, draws the foul, then a chance for a three-point play.
And what a big possession to give them the kind of energy they need. Watch this right here, good step through, challenge the shot blocker. Absolutely, counter with the left. Nice finish inside by Day.
Day, the 6'4" junior from Raleigh, trying to get the Orange right back into this and see if they can pull off the biggest win in school history. It would match their win over number 2 UConn back in 1986 after the Huskies had won their first national championship.
The full court man pressure has been better for Syracuse. Now they fall back into that zone, but watch how they're locating shooters. Now they're going to match up in their man.
On the shot clock for Allen. Splits the defense, gets the shot up off the glass.
Wow, what a play. That is a playmaker. poise under pressure.
3 years the starter at Notre Dame, all those big games that she's played in over the course of her career.
You can't let her go right, Beth. She's too strong going right. Hard to guard.
And Sykes can't hit it. Their big three guards in that first half shot just 35%. Another miss there for Sykes. You're going to have to be a little bit sharper, and then Peterson is called for the foul. That'll be the second on Peterson.
Have you ever seen Lindsey Allen change her expression? No matter the circumstances, it's exactly the kind of level-headedness you want to have out of your point guard.
Over 200 assists in a single season. They find Mabry, and Michaela hits the three.
Wide open, stepping into that three on the skip. That's where Notre Dame is so good on that skip pass, Beth. That's why their assisted baskets are so high.
And now Allen off the turnover. Missed it. Sykes secures it. Let's see if they can hustle it up and have some numbers on the offensive end. Sykes will try the left side. The help from Turner on the block. Day blocked again. Third chance for Syracuse. Butler's three won't go. And they'll get another one with the foul committed against Slim.
And that's the way Syracuse has to play. They like to generate 20 more deflections to get 20 more shots.
Slim misses on the first. Championship week presented by Dick's. We've got the SEC championship coming up next, and then tonight at 7 Eastern, Maryland, Michigan State for the Big Ten crown, and at 9 Eastern, UCLA and Oregon State will battle for the Pac-12 title. The Beavers seeking their first tournament title in school history. Turner, good find again by Lindsey Allen, 6 assists.
You can never tell if Notre Dame is up 10 or down 10 by the way Lindsey Allen plays. Just that expression on her face is all businesslike.
Day gets the lay-in. What do you think of those two games tonight, Big Ten and Pac-12?
I'm excited about Maryland. I love to watch them play on the offensive end. You think that Notre Dame is a good passing team with good space? The upperclassmen from Maryland have showed up in the postseason too. That's a veteran team with big game experience.
Michigan State's got a good score too. Ariel Powers.
Yes, Ariel Powers can score.
In the final. And then out west, can UCLA upset Oregon State?
I think Oregon State's got a little magic going. And Jamie Wiesner is a good player. Really good. Pac-12 Player of the Year.
Oregon State and UCLA both projected 2 seeds in the latest bracketology.
I think they're going to hold that position regardless of the outcome of the Pac-12 championship. Pac-12 has been very compelling to watch this year.
Gone here in the third. Huffman backdoor cut Cable. Second chance Turner. Day got a piece of it.
Well, Syracuse has gotten a couple of breaks with a few to roll off the rim for Notre Dame. But they got to convert on this end. They can't have empty possessions against the Irish.
And that's going to be a second foul on Turner to get Fondren to the line. Cornelia, the senior out of Memphis, and the senior class, the most successful in Syracuse history, with a 4th trip to the NCAA tournament coming up. She had 2 monster free throws late in their semifinal win against Louisville after the Cardinals had intentionally fouled her, thinking that she was going to have the yips.
Yeah, she had 18 points and 13 boards, a career high 13 boards yesterday in the upset over Louisville. The player of the year in the ACC, Maisha Hines-Allen, certainly delivered yesterday. She was fun to watch with her 27 points.
Big game for her. Louisville going to be a 2 or a 3 seed. And if they get to stay in the Lexington region, they could have a terrific crowd where they advance to the regional.
I don't know why you wouldn't put them as a 3 seed in Lexington. You got to give me a reason why not to put them there.
You can put Kentucky there, but there are some other rules about if South Carolina is the 1 seed, it doesn't matter that Rupp Arena is not their home floor for most of their games. With Turner at the line, we've got some questions for the selection committee. They've got a week to ponder how many Pac-12 teams are going to host. 4?
I think 4, yes. Stanford be the 4th.
Nobody wants to be the number 2 at Bridgeport, which is where Connecticut will be the number 1. Duke has been in the NCAA tournament 20-plus years in a row now. Will that come to an end? And how about the seed for Tennessee? The lowest in school history is a 5. They will probably be lower than that.
I say there's on the bubble and there's in the discussion. I think Duke is in the discussion depending on other conference championships and how the games play out the next week. And then for Tennessee, I got to believe they're going to be in the 8-9 game.
Yeah, and then what one is going to be stuck with them in the second round?
They're projecting 9 SEC teams, 9 teams inside the top 50 RPI.
Could be Notre Dame that gets them.
Right now,
inside.
Beth, right now I got 6 ACC teams, counting NC State.
Yep, I think they're in. Will the streak continue for the Duke Blue Devils as Turner gets to the free throw line and hits on the first? The 0 for 8 against top 25 stings a little bit. Charlie Cream says they're the next 4 out. The committee's going to have to ponder some injuries. 5 of their 12 losses were without their 2 best players, Desiree Stevens and Rebecca Greenwell. Butler looking for 3.
You got to bring a long closeout on Brianna Butler. The NCAA's active 3-point shot maker. He's got 353 made threes in her career. I like to say it's no Jerry McNamara. That's 400 at Syracuse.
G-Mac's at a whole nother level. With, what was it, 6 in the first half of their NCAA championship game. Shot clock winding down. Syracuse took a chance, and Mabry can't get a bounce on the 3. Huffman again fighting to keep it alive.
Yeah, another winning play. She should have her own stat line for winning plays for Notre Dame. You know that plus minus, she is a plus every time she's on the floor.
That'll get her some more minutes out there from her head coach.
I think it's a trust factor in the postseason is what you go with.
Allen spins and walks.
Mabry lifted and she was expecting her to drift, and that caused her to turn it over.
4:34 to go in the third. Notre Dame with the lead over Syracuse here in the ACC championship game.
In Muffet McGraw's Fighting Irish knockoff arch rival UConn and Gino Auriemma, this is an NCAA women's tournament starting March 18th on ESPN2.
And don't forget, the brackets will open up for the men's tournament on March 13th, the women's tournament on March 14th. Go to ESPN.com/bracket or download the Tournament Challenge app. Muffet McGraw was not pleased at all with the defensive effort in their semifinal win yesterday. She was telling us post-game, got to be pleased with the effort so far today. They have held Peterson, Butler, and Sykes to just 6 of 21 shooting, and Syracuse sitting on 39 points here midway through the third.
Yeah, Syracuse's defense has not been able to generate, and you got to match the shot-making ability of Notre Dame if you're going to upset them.
Got a quarter and a half to try and shake things up a bit, and Peterson will hit for 2. And she's got 11.
This point of pressure right here is what I thought we might see a little bit earlier out of Syracuse. I like this idea here because I think you shorten the court a little bit instead of opening up all that space for Notre Dame.
10 Irish turnovers, but only 3 points off of those turnovers so far against the Syracuse pressure. Under 10 on the shot clock. Westbeld with the post, scoops it around off the window.
Hey, when you're going against Brianna Turner every day in practice, you got to come up with crafty ways to score with your 2 feet in the paint.
Westbeld and Turner both in double digits. High ball screen.
Notre Dame switches that. See, good scouting by Syracuse. See, Day's got to recognize that she's got the point guard on her on that switch.
Irish brought the double and forced the turnover. Huffman out to Cable looking for the 3, and she's got it. Her 5th of the day. And the officials may have missed the double dribble there. On Huffman's drive, Cable will take it. She's 5 for 7 from downtown. Peterson, nice drive to the rim.
Reject the screen up top and get to the rim.
And Quentin Hilsman will call the defensive timeout here. Under 3 to go in the third. Notre Dame on top. (57-43), Notre Dame on top, and they just got a free 3 after the missed double dribble call, Debbie.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for Syracuse because Hannah Huffman gets away with a double dribble and an easy kick out to Madison Cable, who's had the hot hand outside the arc for the Irish.
Well, they go away from that half-court press you liked, and now they go full court again.
Yeah, so this concerns me for Syracuse because it can open up the floor for Notre Dame's spacing and their ability to throw the skip, which they've handled so well today. At least they fell back into a man-to-man, which I think has been a better defense against Notre Dame, if you can consider there being any defense against shot-making ability.
Not much you can do when Huffman's making those 15-footers.
Beth, I'm telling you, good offense always beats good defense.
Peterson on the drive. Sounds like the title of your book.
It's the story of my life.
We've been talking a lot this week. We're looking forward to potential matchups of those high-scoring Big Ten schools against some of those stingy SEC and Pac-12 defenses in the NCAA tournament. What's going to win out?
Guard play wins out.
Selection Monday presented by Capital One is next Monday, March 14th, 7 Eastern, and then an hour special after that on ESPNU. Kevin Nagandi, Kara Lawson, Rebecca Lobo going to be breaking things down. We've got a 2-hour special on Tuesday, March 15th on ESPNU that'll start at 1 o'clock.
And we get in there and get to the touch screen and get to break it down some and look at particular matchups. And one of the other things I love about this time of the year is coaching adjustments. What coaches do, how they game plan, what they change, what they tinker with.
Agumbuwale wants the ball, posting up on Peterson. Sometimes you just ditch the play you called and go to the mismatch.
They like this brush screening action right here. This play right here has been successful for Peterson. She scored off this set a lot yesterday against Louisville as well.
Unable to knock that down. She's got 15 points today on 5 of 9 shooting.
And with Sykes coming back on the floor, this is a matchup that could favor Syracuse offensively.
Day scores inside. Butler and Sykes, the two mainstays for Syracuse the last 4 years. They're 3 for 14 so far. Can they change that in the fourth quarter for the Orange?
Remember how poorly Butler played yesterday with foul trouble, couldn't get anything going, and then made 2 huge baskets against Louisville late.
Yep. 5 on the shot clock. Allen, Westbeld, shot blocked, and a shot clock violation for the Syracuse D.
Good job by Sykes to contest. Good defense to make Notre Dame work deep into the shot clock. I know, Coach Q, you like that 2-3 zone, but the man is a good adjustment by him to change to that.
Final minute here in the third. And the block by Turner. 3-on-2, Notre Dame. Gumbuwale will settle. Turner coming way out top. Huffman, late lay offer, she'll drive inside. Cable offensive rebound, blocked by Day. Officials confer with each other. Yes, one of those shots touched the rim, so Notre Dame will have it with shot clock off.
One possession here for Notre Dame. Unless you get a layup.
Lindsey Allen. Huffman.
That's not a kick.
Deflected. Looked like it was a kick for Syracuse. They'll try and take advantage. Sykes doesn't get the shot up in time. Orange thought there was a kick at the other end, and then Sykes running right at the rim with the shot clock, the game clock above her, does not get the shot up in time. Wow. 3 quarters complete in the ACC final. Notre Dame 10 minutes away from a 3rd title in a row, unless the Orange can change it up.
And the alley-oop on the other side for Jewel Lloyd. Notre Dame crashing the ACC party in a big way this season. They add the tournament title to their resume. Jewel Lloyd gets inside. The Irish are once again the ACC champions.
Only 1 loss in 2 years by the Irish in the ACC.
Muffet cutting down the necks a couple of times, thanks to players like Kayla McBride and Jewel Lloyd. And Debbie, you said at the tail end there, 1 loss in 2 years after last year's final. Well, it's still 1 loss now
right.
in 3 years at 56-1 since they joined the league. They are looking to match 3 regular season titles with 3 tournament titles.
Completely dominant back.
Yeah. Syracuse and Louisville have also had terrific success since joining the league in the last few years from the old Big East. Held ball. We got more to come, by the way. We got the SEC final coming up next. Big Ten and Pac-12 later tonight. The American final probably with Connecticut tomorrow night. And if you want to hop on your computer and find the Penn versus Princeton game on Tuesday night for the Ivy League title, are they going to get 2 teams in? That might be for all the marbles. We're going to take a timeout. 61-47 Irish. That's what we're playing for right here, the ACC championship trophy. The last 2 have gone to South Bend. Syracuse seeking its first ACC title, its first tournament title of any kind in 31 years for the Orange. They need a massive comeback here in the 4th quarter to get it. As Notre Dame has been shooting over 50% throughout the game, Syracuse under 40% today. And their defense not nearly as disruptive as it has been for the last 11 games that they've won since their back-to-back losses to Notre Dame and Louisville during the regular season.
Yeah, they came into this tournament, or today, winning 11 in a row. And Butler, Sykes, and Peterson had a lot to do with why they were so successful. Peterson and Butler were 16 points a game. Sykes 11 points a game. But how about that set by Muff McGraw off the timeout? You get the ball to Turner on the elbow. I'm telling you, in the women's college game, catching the ball, playing through the elbows is almost impossible to guard if you've got somebody who is a dual threat from that area.
Why?
Because you can shoot the 15-footer and you only need 1 bounce to get to the rim, and that is hard to guard.
Turner with the catch just outside of that area. Madison Cable for a 3 and a new career high, her 6th of the day on an afternoon where she crosses the 1,000-point threshold. It was Michaela Mabry in the regular season who had 6 against the Orange, and today it's Cable. Whistle off the ball.
What an afternoon for the graduate student, Madison Cable. Notre Dame petitioned for her last year and got it, and boy, are they all happy about that.
Boy, this backcourt throughout the tournament with Cable and Allen, and then you roll through the Mabry sisters and Huffman. Ogunbowale hasn't been at her best, but learning some lessons here in the ACC tournament.
And Lindsay Allen, who has had a fantastic game, just a junior. Brianna Turner, just a sophomore for Notre Dame.
Ogunbowale looking for 3. And now Sykes. Let's see if Sykes and Butler can get it going here for the Orange. They have not given Brianna Butler many good looks.
So that's Madison Cable locating Butler before she even crosses midcourt. And that's a huge key if you're going to keep her from being able to get hot outside the arc.
She's only 1 for 7 on the day. She's got over 100 threes made on the season. On the drive, Sykes, offensive foul. It's Allen coming over to take the charge.
I mean, check it off on the scouting report. You know, Brianna Butler going left is defendable. Excuse me, Sykes going left. Sykes going right, really hard to guard. She has not been able to make a play this afternoon going to her left. You know, and Sykes has not decided if she's coming back next year for what she would be eligible for her final year. I hope she comes back. I think she can work on her game, and with this year's draft, you know, it'd be difficult for her to get selected high. I think next year she comes back and works on her game. She becomes the focal point along with Peterson.
Now, Sykes missed last year, only played 3 games, and then had an ACL injury. So she does have the option to return.
Against Kentucky on their home court, and that was a tight game, and that's the game that Sykes got hurt in. That was 2 years ago.
Turner. Picked off by Sykes.
Oh boy, that's a bad break again for Syracuse. So they've had a double dribble, a missed kicked ball, and now an opportunity to transition.
Well, they got the
Yeah, but
benefited from the kick. Yeah.
They want a transition right there, though.
Yes, yep, they wanted that. Now they've got to go into the half-court set, and Turner gets the block. And then a foul is going to be called on Sykes. A bit of frustration there for Syracuse. Now the Orange really have to crank up the full-court pressure here. Final 7 minutes. Even if you get the ball out of Allen's hands, the Irish have other players that can bring the ball up the floor. Mabry, 3 from the corner won't go. Peterson, 4 on 3, Peterson. Got in deep, Sykes off the window. And a quick timeout for Hillsman. That will leave Syracuse with 1 left. 6:40 to go and a 65-49 Irish lead. Now the Sour Citrus Society trying to elevate the Orange a little bit. They've got some work to do. Down 65-49. Peterson, Butler, and Sykes. Butler and Sykes well below their averages here tonight as Notre Dame has really been able to bother them on the offensive end.
And Hannah Huffman has taken some pressure off Lindsay Allen, having to handle against pressure all the time. A very capable handler against the pressure, and a player that Muffet McGraw really trusts.
Allen calling for it out top with the shot clock winding down. Turner turns. Peterson runs into Allen, and the block will be called.
You can see fatigue setting in on both sides a little bit. I mean, 3 games in 3 days, especially the frenetic pace that Syracuse played and the emotional game they had last night or yesterday afternoon over Louisville.
Big win for the Orange, probably securing the home court for the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament. Lindsey Allen, by the way, just picked up her 3rd personal, and this is going to be an offensive foul, I believe, on Day, trying to set the screen to free up Butler. That sent Cable sprawling.
Cable just gets up and shakes it off and goes down and gets ready to hit a 3.
And this is going to be an offensive foul on Mabry as Sykes takes the charge.
Sykes moving her feet. Little push off by Michaela Mabry.
Under 6 to go now for Syracuse.
They got to find a way to get Brianna Butler going. She needs to find some offense, but Cable is doing a great job guarding her.
She has been draped all over her today. Madison Cable making a play for MVP honors here in the final. Although Lindsey Allen has been spectacular running the point.
I've been impressed with Notre Dame's playmaking ability for the most part, inside 10 on the shot clock.
Allen gonna let Peterson go, and the layup for the Orange. Down 14, approaching 5 minutes to go.
Here's their chance to make a run. Fondren on the floor for defense. Another possession inside 10. Syracuse out of the 2-3 into the man.
Allen with the spin, drops it off for Turner. Syracuse, a couple of good defensive possessions, although they lost a lot of time off the clock. Sykes, Fondren, got it. It's a 12-point game.
Coach Hill's been really encouraging his defense.
Double on Allen to force her to give it up.
See, that spacing and their ability to pass the ball neutralizes all that double teaming.
Cable, a deep 3. Offensive rebound, Huffman.
I'm considering Hannah Huffman for the all-tournament team. I got to tell you, she's been fantastic.
Huffman, and she pick up an assist. Cable misses the layup. Tip won't go. Another chance for the Irish. Day blocked that one. Notre Dame ball. Brianna Turner now with another double-double. 16 points, 10 rebounds. Syracuse in the zone here now with 3.5 to go. The Irish content to work that clock. Now they switch to the men.
Yeah, this is the way they play.
Morrison's got it. She'll pull up for 3. No good, 1 and done.
Peterson was open on the weak side over here, calling for the ball.
Does Syracuse have to come out of this quicker on a possession and get a little more pressure going?
No, I think he
Under
calls
3 minutes.
When he calls stick, like right now, they go to it.
Huffman.
And here's the thing, Beth. As another offensive rebound for Huffman.
They've got Syracuse missing, or Notre Dame missing, but they have not been able to capitalize.
Coach Hillsman told me he quit using a whistle in practice this year so that his players would get used to his call in a loud arena. That's
Turner.
why they can hear him when he calls stick.
Cable. Shot clock's down to 5. And a foul with 3 seconds on the shot clock. And I believe that's going to get Lindsay Allen to the free throw line right here. Allen, 68% free throw shooter. Misses on the first. Well, championship week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods continuing tonight with a doubleheader for you. Maryland trying to go back-to-back and win Big 12 tournament championships against Michigan State. Oregon State looking for its first in the postseason, taking on UCLA tonight at 9 on ESPN.
South Carolina, 93 points on the board yesterday. Victoria Vivians for Mississippi State, 30 points in their win.
That should be a fun one. Of course, that was Big 10, not Big 12. I apologize. Syracuse now, time is of the essence. Down 13, and Johnson will help him out here, stopping the clock. That is just, actually, is that now the 5th? 4th team foul. No free throws yet. They're trying to help Butler out with some screens on the switch. Huffman is right with her. Butler short on the shot, rebounded by Turner.
They have made her move her feet. Butler move her feet all game. She's not been able to step into very many shots.
Under 2 minutes now, and Syracuse continues to sit back.
Here's the switch.
Huffman lobbed it up for the rim. Turner will clean it up for her. 18 for Brianna Turner. And Notre Dame is now up 15 with a minute and a half to go, looking to secure a 3rd straight ACC tournament championship. Peterson again fouled on the drive. So a chance to put some points up and then set that pressure. Fighting Irish looking to nail down their 24th win in a row. Their lone loss on the season against Connecticut on December 5th. I think one of the other big issues for the selection committee to hammer out this week, what's the order of the #1 seeds behind UConn? Right now you've got 1 loss Notre Dame, 1 loss South Carolina, and 1 loss Baylor. For Notre Dame and Carolina, their only losses are to Connecticut.
And that's significant because the #1 is going to be on Connecticut's side of the bracket.
And would have to face them in the semis instead of the championship. The general thought right now is that you would keep the SEC team in the Southeast. They would go to Lexington. Baylor seems to be a no-brainer to Dallas, and then that would send the Irish to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Based on the G curve, yes.
Yes. But Notre Dame fans all know that they are closer to Lexington than South Carolina is.
Yes, they are.
Final minute of the ACC championship. And a shot clock violation, play on. Peterson, short on the shot. And now the Notre Dame faithful on their feet. As the historic run through the ACC continues for Notre Dame. Through 3 years in the league, they will be 57-1. The lone loss to Miami last year in the regular season. And the Irish will improve to 30-1. Huffman, 3, no good. Syracuse will regroup and then, in all likelihood, get ready to host 1st and 2nd round games in the NCAA tournament. Notre Dame, your 2016 ACC champions for the third year in a row.
The offensive playmaking and shot-making ability of Notre Dame was better today than Syracuse. It's part of the reason why they're one of the top teams in the nation and got the sweep of the regular season and the tournament title here in Greensboro.
Double-double for Brianna Turner, 18 and 11. Madison Cable, a career-high 6 3-pointers, 18 points for her. Lindsay Allen, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And the Irish do a job defensively on Syracuse, holding them to 57 points on 17% shooting from beyond the three-point line. 68-57 the final. Notre Dame a winner over Syracuse. We've got more to come from Greensboro, but first, let's get you back to Doug Kazarian in the studio.